Titled The Favoritism Fallout. Part 1. The Favoritism. Growing up, Emma always felt like the odd one out in her own home. She was adopted at a young age, and while her parents loved her, they seemed to reserve a special place in their hearts for her adopted brother, Jake. He was everything they ever wanted: a child who excelled academically, was athletically gifted, and had a natural charm that drew people to him. In contrast, Emma, who struggled with social anxiety and had a passion for art, often felt overshadowed. Her parents praised Jake constantly and celebrated his achievements with lavish parties, while Emma's successes were met with mere nods of approval. It wasn't just the lack of acknowledgement that hurt, it was the sense that she was a mere afterthought compared to her brother. Emma felt this disparity deeply, but she tried to accept it and make the best of her situation. Part 2. The Decision to Leave. After 10 years of enduring what she felt was unjust favoritism, Emma decided she had had enough. She realized that trying to earn her parents' approval was a fruitless endeavor. They seemed incapable of seeing her for who she was, and she came to terms with the fact that they might never change. So, she made the difficult decision to distance herself from them and leave home. Emma moved to a new city and started over. She poured her energy into her art, found a supportive community, and began to thrive on her own terms. She built a life that was meaningful to her, away from the shadow of her brother's success. Part 3. The Revenge. Years went by, and Emma's art career flourished. Her pieces were celebrated in galleries, and she received accolades that validated her talent. One day, her parents reached out to her, hoping to reconnect and apologize for their past behavior. They had heard about her success and were eager to make amends, perhaps hoping to share in the glory they had once overlooked. Emma agreed to meet them, but she had a plan. During the reunion, she presented them with an invitation to her upcoming solo exhibition. It was going to be a grand event with prominent art critics and influential guests. Emma wanted them to see her success firsthand and understand the full extent of what they had missed out on by failing to recognize her worth. At the exhibition, Emma's parents were overwhelmed by the scale of her success and the positive reception from the art world. The realization that they had missed out on being part of her journey was palpable. Emma didn't rub it in their faces, but she made it clear through her work that she had become someone they would have been proud of if they had chosen to see her differently. Part 4. Moving Forward. The encounter was eye-opening for her parents. They finally understood the impact of their favoritism and the hurt it had caused. They tried to mend their relationship with Emma, acknowledging their mistakes and expressing genuine remorse. Emma appreciated their effort but knew that forgiveness and trust would take time. She continued to focus on her own path, having found fulfillment and independence. While she didn't seek revenge in the traditional sense, she found satisfaction in proving to herself and her parents that she was more than the shadow of her brother. In the end, Emma's revenge wasn't about hurting her family, it was about reclaiming her own life and thriving despite the odds.